Hi, this is János, it's Real World Audio, and today I'm making a correction to one of my previous videos, and the title was LePetit with FE103NV Real World Audio style. However, I made two mistakes in this video. One of that is that I gave advice on the driver mounting based on what the specification showed. So when I go to the video, I'm looking at my screen, and we look at the reported dip in the frequency range. Here it is on the video. You see there, I cannot zoom in. So there it shows like a 13 dB dip in the mid-range, which should be just absolutely colossal. And I shared an idea how to fix that dip with an acoustic solution. And then I had two of you reporting back, Thilo and Jurgen. Both of you reported that it does not fix the problem. And Jurgen said a little bit more that there are certain advantages when mounting it on the inside. It gives a very different character as well to the speaker, but it does not really fix the issue. So what on earth is going on here? So what's going on is that what Fostex reports, that giant dip, that's not really I'm not saying that it's not really happening, but it's not something that you can base your build upon. So Fostex in the past used to give very accurate descriptions for the frequency plots, and when I based the decision based on that, it always gave good results. So this is the first time that I see a Fostex frequency graph, and looking at it, building with it, I mean giving a recommendation for it, because I myself never tried this out. I just gave it based on what I see on the graph. It didn't work out at all. So apparently the way they are measuring their drivers or giving their specifications has changed over time. So it's very important thing that when I give a recommendation based on a frequency response curve, based on something, do not take it as gospel. It's not gold in the bank, you know. If all of my advices were, you know, infallible, then I would not be, you know, just a guy talking to you. I would be Mr. Audio, and the whole audio industry would be in my right pocket, and I would give all the answers to everyone, and you know, I would be the oracle. I am not an oracle. What I am doing here is using my experience, my knowledge, and when you present me with a problem, I try to apply what I know that has worked in the past for me, and should work based on physics. And when it doesn't work, then there's something that needs to be solved. One thing was that what I recommended, that I'm not sure if I mentioned this on this video, but I think I did, that my recommendation would be like for a 1/2 inch thick baffle to mount it when your front is 1/2 inch thick, like a 1 centimeter or 13 millimeters thick. Then it would work nicely. Plus you have to round the edges, so it's not a straight tube in front of the driver, but it rounds out. And then, because Fostex reported this gargantuan dip, then I thought, that's why I said in this video, that if you have a 1 inch thick, like a 25 millimeter thick faceplate, even then it will probably solve your solution. But you should add that rounding on the side. And I looked back on my video, and I showed that really what I want you guys to do is the big cut, so that it's not just, can I draw it? So let's see. So imagine that this is your driver. So that's the speaker. And this is your front. So we are mounting it behind. And now if the panel is really thick, 25 millimeters thick, then that's going to horn load it very, very hard, very heavily. And because it had that really brutal notch on the specification, that's why I thought that it might work. But I also recommended cut the corners, and this is what is you can cut easily. And Thilo reported that if you just round it like that much, it doesn't work. So what I suspect what could work is if you cut it much bigger. So the bevel needs to be about that big, something like that. However, now with all the feedback that I'm getting, I do not even recommend going that way. Just mount it from the outside, and if you want, maybe what would be a good thing is not just mount it like here on the outside, so it sticks out in the front, but mount it flush with the front baffle. So like mount it inside the front, so it doesn't stick out in front. So if you can countersink it into the front baffle, that will for sure work and be an improvement for the phase problems in the mid-range. Even untried, I can almost guarantee that it will be an improvement to the sound. However, I was thinking to take out that video that recommended it, but Thilo said, János, please don't take it off, because he made a really fantastic website detailing his LePetit build, and he is referencing this video from his webpage. So I kept it, but I changed the title to reflect reality. And I'm not calling it real world audio style. That was a really wrong title to begin with, because it's just like mounting the driver on the inside. It's not really adding anything real world audio style to it. If you want to build it real world style, then that's the build that I'm doing now. That will be La Grande, and I will be sharing it soon. So I am building it today. This is my third day of the build. And everyone is asking for plans, but I don't really want to give the plans yet, because I want to see first if it works or not. It would be really bad if I gave the plans before I try it out, all of us build, and it doesn't work. It would be just plain waste of all your time and resources. I don't want to do that. And given, especially given this fiasco with the 103NV driver, where the reality of how the driver behaves is very different compared to what the specifications show. So I have never tried the other driver that I'm using. That's also a new driver, the same generation as this new Fostex driver. So probably the same folks measured it, so I'm not sure what to expect of it exactly. So that's why I don't want to give just blind advice on the build. One thing for sure is that the dimensions will probably work, that I already have, that I just emailed to Eric, but additional details on it, like exactly how it's executed, we'll have to see what's a good solution for it. So also, if you guys look at it, I added Thilo's website into the description as a link into this video, and there you can learn more about his adventures. and just as a reminder to put it on the outside for LePetit. So thank you. Thank you, Thilo. Thank you, Jurgen, for your observations. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.